with my convictions. Broken fingers clawing through the walls of my incarceration. Escaping the clutches of eternal damnation. I was justified.
Up in a white straight jacket. Shut your mouth, no, you can't have it. Paper airplanes, open window, here today and gone tomorrow. I like to stare at the sun and think about what I've done. I lie awake in my great escape. I like crossing the line and slowly losing my mind. Are you okay? 'Cause I feel fine. Maybe it's me, I'm just crazy. Maybe I like that I'm not alright. All messed up and slightly twisted. Am I sick or am I gifted? Paper airplanes, open window, here today and gone tomorrow. I like to stare at the sun and think about what I've done. I lie awake in my great escape. I like crossing the line and slowly losing my mind. Are you okay? 'Cause I feel fine. Maybe it's me, I'm just crazy. Maybe I like that I'm not alright. Whoa, don't care if you apologize. I can't lie. Whoa, I can't lie. I like to stare at the sun and think about what I've done. I lie awake in my great escape. I like crossing the line and slowly losing my mind. Are you okay? 'Cause I feel fine. Maybe it's me, I'm just crazy. Maybe I like that I'm not alright. Maybe I like that I'm not alright.
And we're back live on KBLP with the Book Corner, or as I so put it again, the Boom Corner. Yes, it is, Chris. I'm Not Alright is definitely your theme song. It's becoming mine, slowly but surely. Yeah, I do too. I love a lot of the music I played, and I love Deep Purple's Time for Bedlam. That was a good one. Anywho, we're talking about these killers. Okay, we discussed Scott and Drew Peterson. God, what a wow! This one rates right up with them, I think. Jodi Arias, what do you think of her? Crazy woman, wow. Oh, just absolutely crazy. On June 4th, 2008, salesman Travis Victor Alexander was killed by his ex-girlfriend Jodi Ann Arias in Alexander's house in Mesa, Arizona. She was convicted of first-degree murder on May 8, 2013 and sentenced to life. She's in prison without chance of parole. It was so uncalled for. Sociopath. Yeah, that's a understatement. At the time of the killing, Alexander sustained multiple knife wounds and a gunshot to the head. Arias testified that she killed Alexander in self-defense. What a crock of crap. Have you seen the show about her? Oh, my God. Wow. The murder and trial received widespread media attention, of course. Travis Alexander was born in 1977. After his father's death in July, Alexander and his 7 siblings were taken in by their grandmother. Alexander was a salesman for the PPL, Prepaid Legal Services, later renamed Legal Shield, a legal services company. He also worked as a motivational speaker for them. Arias was born in July 1980. She and Alexander met in September 2006 at a PPL service conference in Las Vegas, Nevada. Alexander was a Mormon, and on November 26, 2006, Arias was baptized into the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in a ceremony at a Mormon church. Alexander and Arias began dating in 2007. She moved to Mesa, Arizona. And in 2008, she moved to California and lived there with her grandparents. He was killed on June 4th, 2008. Yeah, that was good. Not the movie, the documentary on her trial. Wow, what an actress. She deserved an Academy Award. Oh, yeah. Alexander was killed on June 4th, 2008. On June 9th, 2008, his body was discovered by his friends in the shower at his home in Mesa, Arizona. Alexander had sustained 27 to 29 stab wounds. His throat had been slit, and he had suffered a gunshot wound to the head. Talk about overkill, you think? 27 to 29 stab wounds. Totally insane. Medical examiner Kevin Horn testified that Alexander's jugular vein, common carotid artery, and trachea had been slashed, and that Alexander had defensive wounds on his hands. He further testified that Alexander may have been dead at the time the gunshot was inflicted, and the back wounds were shallow. His death was ruled a homicide. You think? Okay. On May 28, 2008, a burglary occurred at the residence of Arias' grandparents, with whom she was living. Among the missing objects, yeah, it was self-defense, sure it was, on his part. Among the missing objects that were supposedly stolen was a .25 caliber automatic Colt pistol, which was never recovered. This later became significant as shell casing from a spent .25 caliber was found near his body at the murder scene. She wasn't very smart, was she? On June 2nd, between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., Arias called Alexander 4 times, but not appeared to get through to him since the longest of the calls was 17 seconds. After 3 a.m., Alexander called Arias twice, the first time for 18 minutes, the second time for 41 minutes. At 4:03 a.m., Arias called Alexander back, and the call lasted 2 minutes 48 seconds. There were no transcripts of them that were presented at the trial. At 5:39 a.m., Arias set out to drive south to rent a car for the long trip to Utah, as stated in evidence by a gasoline purchase at Shell Food Mart in California. On June 2nd, 8:04 a.m., Arias rented a car at Budget Rent-A-Car in Redding, California. She indicated she returned the car back to Budget in Redding. By June 3rd, Arias had driven south and was visiting friends in Southern California on her way to Utah for a PPL work conference and to meet with Ryan Burns, a fellow PPL worker. By late evening on June 3rd, 2008, it appears Arias had set out for Salt Lake City for the conference. Alexander missed an important conference call on the evening of June 4th. On June 5th, Arias arrived in Salt Lake City and participated in the last day of the conference. She called Alexander several times and left voice messages for him. She also accessed Alexander's cell phone voicemail system. Boy, wow. When Arias returned the car on June 7th, it had been driven about 2,800 miles. The rental car testified that the car was missing its floor mats and had red stains on its front and rear seats. It could not be verified that the car had floor mats when Arias picked it up, and any stains could not be verified since the car was cleaned. On June 9th, having been unable to reach Alexander, a concerned group of his friends went to his home. His roommates initially stated he was out of town. After finding a key to Alexander's master bedroom, his friends entered the room and found large pools of blood in the hallway to the master bathroom, where his body was discovered in the shower. In the 911 call made to the authorities, that call was not heard by the jury. Alexander's friends mentioned ex-girlfriend Arias, who Alexander had said was stalking him, accessing his Facebook account and slashing his tires. Well, she did access his voicemail, but she was good. I can't even do that. What the hell? Alexander was scheduled to leave on June 10th, 2008 for a work-related trip to Cancun, Mexico. In early 2008, Alexander told his company that Arias would join him. In April, Alexander asked to change his travel companion to another female friend. Uh-oh. Boy, that ticked her off, I'll bet. While searching his home, police found Alexander's recently purchased digital camera damaged in the washing machine. Wow. They were unable to recover deleted images showing Arias and Alexander in sexually suggestive poses. Excuse me. Taken at approximately 1:40 p.m. on June 4th. The final photograph of Alexander alive was taken at 5:29 p.m. that day. Alexander was in the shower when the photo was taken. Photos taken moments later show an individual believed to be Alexander profusely